We have to pay the bills, and this budget is not designed to pay bills that we already owe from fiscal 11 or prior years. This is not a kick the can down the road budget. This is a realistic operating budget for fiscal 12. But we know we have at the Controller's Office $5.5 billion, and the number varies from day to day. Sometimes a little money comes in, it goes down. Sometimes a little money doesn't come in, it goes up. But we have $5.5 billion in accounts payable. They're in the system. They're open to everybody. That's not all we owe. Outside GRF, in the refund fund, we need $930 million to pay corporate tax refunds. That's not in the $5.5 billion. That's in the refund fund. It's paid through the refund fund. It's not paid through GRF. We really owe it. It's an existing obligation. The group insurance system is the same. Last year, Jack mentioned, we funded group insurance way less than what it really cost. This year, we're funding it at $1.4 billion in the fiscal 12 budget. But because it wasn't funded in the past, in the midst of our financial crisis and recession, we owe $1.1 billion in unpaid group insurance for over 400,000 people at our universities and our state employees and their retirees and their dependents. And those payment cycles are over 200 days behind. It's not in GRF. It's not in the $5.5 billion. It's over in the group insurance fund, okay? We will need extra cash to meet the Medicaid match that we have to pay by March 31st or June 30th in fiscal 11. And if we have insufficient cash, we won't get the enhanced match, and that will be inefficient and it will cost us money. We need to pay back interfund borrowing, which is $500 million. That's not in the accounts payable at the Controller's Office. And for the first time last year, the budgetary transfers didn't get made. When it got to the end of the year, back when Dan Hansen was controller on June 30th, we found out that while he was paying the short-term debt, the budgetary transfers had not been made. All the local distributive share hadn't gone to the locals. Other budgetary transfers hadn't been made. And then under our budgeting rules, that doesn't show up in the $5.5 billion. But guess what? They book it on the last day of the year. And we know from looking at the pattern that all the budgetary transfers haven't been made this year, and we're still behind. We haven't caught back up. Now, when you add all that up, you get to about $10 billion of bills that are right now unpaid from fiscal 11. So this budget this fiscal 12 budget does not propose using any borrowing to pay expenses in this budget. The debt restructuring plan in Senate Bill 3 proposes paying $8.75 of what we already owe, and we owe more than that. So that's a great misconception out there. We want to emphasize that because it's a very important point. And if we don't use that to establish fiscal stability, we've got a tax increase to help us maintain stability going forward. But if we don't deal with our past problems and pay those debts off, we've created a horrible restraint on the procurement system of the state of Illinois, on the economy of the state of Illinois.